Hi everyone, welcome to John Associates. This is Joseph. Today we'll be talking about immigration and esports, and I have the pleasure of introducing Tom Turner here. He's one of the founding partners of our firm, built this whole thing with Chen Cho, Frank, and everyone, and it's such a pleasure having you back. And you've been a mentor to me, taught me all the basics and all the advanced strategies as well. So today, I know that recently, the past couple years, you've really transitioned to do a lot of esports and STEM cases. And so we want to just ask a little bit about that. It's completely new. I know when I was a kid, playing video games was frowned upon. Parents never allowed me to play. You do homework and maybe you get to play for 5 minutes. Nobody would have thought esports and gaming would be a thing and a lucrative and prestigious career at that. Why don't you talk a little bit about what you've been doing recently?
Well, there's been a big shift in the mindset, especially here in the U.S. Around esports, because like you said, when we were growing up, you had a console and you played a game, and you got yelled at by your parents after a while. You got to get off that thing. You got to get to work. But nowadays, on high school campuses, for instance, we're seeing esports clubs, and there's a recognition that there are pathways to college and career through esports, right? And it's not just the player, but we're starting to look at the activities around the player. So whether you want to manage a team, do marketing, digital media arts on a team, you want to create games, content creation, host events, there are all of these different jobs, these activities that surround the player or the game itself. So just even that paradigm shift of scholarships are available at great universities for kids who are good at esports. And if they want to play esports, that's an opportunity. But then how you build that pipeline to workforce via esports is a completely different mind shift as well.
It's a lot of special skill sets to be able to be a gamer, and not just gaming, but just surrounding the gaming industry. And these are public schools you're talking about, or is it just private schools?
No, public schools. Yeah, with one of the organizations we work with, they have over almost 800 schools and organizations across the country, across the U.S., that are participating in after-school esports.
Wow.
And a lot of these schools are looking at ways to integrate that into curriculum, which will then lead to, like you said, it's very highly skilled, it's very cerebral, but it also requires a lot of the current, the way we look at needing collaboration, communication, critical thinking, creativity, that citizenship that's required for the modern workplace, really, that flexibility.
And this started with the college campuses, right?
Yes.
Different universities, they started the esports. And people thought it was a joke, like professors teaching about esports. But then it really blew up. And now you're saying public schools, high schools, and not just the U.S., right? You just went to a conference in Europe. Where was it?
I was in London.
London.
Yeah. And they have esports associations there. They're building out what that looks like going into colleges and into the workforce. So there's a real intentional pathway for work. And especially when you look at here in the U.S., for all of the esports related occupations around the world, more than half of them exist in the United States.
Oh, wow.
Right. And of those, about 60% or more of the ones in the U.S., they reside here in California.
Oh, wow.
So it's a very localized industry between Los Angeles and Orange County. You've got big, huge companies like Blizzard or Riot Games, Activision, Amazon Games. They all, and a lot of the indie development shops are all in this Southern California region, all looking for talent, all looking to hire. Therefore, that movement towards, like I have an 11-year-old and he's super interested in certain aspects of gaming. Well, if that can lead to college and career, why would I not try to encourage him to do that? And the same with my daughter. She loves art. Well, what if digital media arts and the way that you might create the graphic that could be the title slide for the game, why would I not encourage her to do something that she's passionate about and can lead to something that would be college and career successful?
So how does this impact the immigration community? We did a lot of O1, extraordinary ability, people coming into the U.S. to work for a couple of years. EB1A, you prove you're extraordinary in your field and you directly get a green card. Do you think this is something possible? You are an amazing gamer or a game developer or a team leader, a manager overseas, whether you're managing games like Overwatch. That's a big one, right, that you touch on. Yeah. If you are extraordinary in that field and your team won the championship, will they be able to apply for a visa, come to the U.S. and get a green card?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same criteria that you need to look at to see if you are considered outstanding, extraordinary, really. And so if you are kind of that lead member of the team, and you can show that great national, international recognition, and all that you've done then to wherever you are to build up that skill set and your renown and rise to the top of your profession. Yes, that would still make you eligible for something like an EB1 or an O1. But there's still even the other skill positions. If you with H1Bs, there's lots of opportunity in marketing, operations, game development, and coding creating that still require that type of degree that would make you eligible as well.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much immigration and esports. There's so much to talk about. It's a fascinating field. Possibilities is endless, and it's good to hear that the US is again on the leading front of this. It's pretty crazy because other countries, they're still putting it down, right? In China, you're not allowed to play video games, or if you do play, you're restricted on time. So that's really going to stifle their talent. Yes. And so if we're having kids leading other kids and learning skill sets on how to strategize and how to play games well, that'll be amazing.
Yep, agreed.
Thank you. Bye-bye.